after a divorce, and after the untimely passing of my father. So that's how I became a writer. And here I am.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the Real Zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another podcast with Trent and friends. Shannon's going to be along here shortly. We got Coach DN here to speak about talk about the date. She was on a previous podcast, Dating After 50, Silver Singles. So this is part 2. We're going to speak on the date, see how it went with her and all that good stuff. Let's bring Coach D in. Hey.
Hey, how are you? Sorry, I have myself muted because of my cold.
Oh, you good. How you feeling, man? I know you're sick.
I'm still sick. Once I'm done here, I'm going back to bed. So I have my tea and water and some cough drops, and I'll be muted so I don't cough in anybody's ear.
I appreciate you being a trooper, man, coming through and for the umpteenth time. Really appreciate that.
No
Shannon,
problem.
she just sent the message, so she should be in shortly in a second here.
Okay.
This date here.
Well,
But,
saving the tea for her.
Exactly. There you go. Before we get started, I want to shout out Black Lightning Trucking LLC out of New Orleans for the merch. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. He actually saw a couple of videos that I posted to Instagram of working on and whatnot and all that good stuff. And he decided to send me some merch over, some workout stuff. So good stuff. Black Lightning LLC. It's down at the bottom of your screen. He's doing great things, real good things.
Is he on TikTok?
Actually, he's on Instagram.
Oh, okay. That's where I've heard that name before. That's why.
Yeah, Black Lightning Trucking NOLA on Instagram. Good stuff. So let's bring Shannon in so we can get to this girl talk along with seeing what happened and what went wrong. Let's see what happened and what went wrong on this date here. One quick second. Let's bring Shannon in.
Hey,
Shannon.
Hey, good evening. Happy hump day.
Good stuff.
That is true.
So we're talking about this Dating After 50 Silver Singles, the date. So actually in your absence, we got around to discussing Dating After 50. So we got some good stuff out of that. And actually I got a couple of requests along with some suggestions from the viewers.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about it, and we'll
wait. What kind of requests? Like requests for what?
Show topics.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite interesting. So
okay.
I'll be sharing that shortly here. But let's get down to this date and what went wrong with this date. So it's when I asked Coach D, would she see the guy again? She immediately said no.
Okay.
So I told her we'd save it until you come so you can get the girl.
It must have definitely been a not great date. You already knew.
Yeah.
Like when did you decide that? During the date or after the date?
Within the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like when they say that women know if they're going to sleep with the man within the first 2 minutes of meeting him. We know whether or not we're going to give you any goods.
Yeah. So let me back up a little bit. So the date was arranged by a friend who had said we had met at an event prior. I don't remember meeting him prior, so we agreed that it's kind of a blind date since I don't remember him.
Okay.
So we had a couple of conversations. He asked, what do you like? What don't you like? Stuff like that. So I had thought we had it firm down that 1, I don't like roses. And 2, if I ever go out to dinner, I don't like lobster. Because, and I'll explain why. So lobster, because where I'm from, lobster is what you eat when you can't afford to go to the grocery store.
Okay.
Because it's easily accessible. We just go into the water, we can poach some lobster as long as the Coast Guard doesn't see us. And roses, because you can get roses everywhere. And tulips or lilies are my favorite. Fairly simple, right?
Yeah, I've got some tulips back there, but I love mine are roses and tulips,
Yeah.
but
So
I love tulips, so I
yeah.
get you. I get you on that. Everybody has their own.
So we get to the restaurant, and he goes, "When may I order for you?" I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Oh, what? Wait, you hadn't even met, and he's ordering for you?
He's very old fashioned, so I was like, "You know
Okay.
what? I can do the old fashioned thing. Doesn't bother me at all. It's a nice restaurant. There's nothing I can see that really turns me off food wise." So I said, "Sure, go right ahead." What do you think he ordered?
Lobster.
What do you think he had in his hands when he?
Oh my God, roses.
But in my opinion, and just my opinion, I don't think that's not enough to kill a second date.
If
Yes,
you
it
can,
is.
if you
Yes,
can't
it is.
remember the simple stuff,
Yes, it is.
that's easy.
Sometimes
I
people
told
mistake. Hold on a second. Didn't you say the guy was a surgeon though?
if he can remember how to
So maybe
have people up and fix them, he should be able.
He know what arteries to cut and not to cut,
Don't
right?
get me mad. You know I'm not feeling well. Oh, you
you,
guys froze on me.
Oh, I'm here. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
there
There we go.
you go, good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I don't
That's
know.
plenty. That's plenty not
Yeah.
to want to go on a second date because that just means either. So one, either you're a narcissist because you just figure forget whatever I say and what I like. I'm supposed to like what you like and want what
Mhm.
you like.
So 2 mistakes and it's done, right?
Wait for it. So we're waiting for hors d'oeuvres. He
Mhm.
ordered
Y'all gonna
like
love this topic on Sunday.
salad or
But go
something.
ahead.
Salad or something. I forget because I blocked this out of my mind now because it's done. So we had some salad and he started talking and he's just talking about himself and about
Oh God. Oh my God.
all the
Okay.
and so I'm trying to get asking him some questions. Where's the most interesting place you've been? What's the last book you read? And he hasn't read a book since college.
Wow. Okay.
Now, you know I am a big reader. So I said, "You haven't read anything since college?" He's like, "Medical journals, but I don't read anything for fun." I'm like, "Okay, why not?" He goes, "Oh, I just don't get it." Right? Well, what kind of shows do you? What do you do for hobbies? He's like, "Oh, I don't do any hobbies." I'm like, "Okay." So then I'm like, "Well, what does your day look like?" So he's like, "Well, I get up, I go to the gym, I
Maybe,
go to work."
maybe, maybe he had the first date
Hush, Trent.
jitters.
Hush, Trent. Trent.
Maybe he
Hush.
had the first date
You
jitters. Come
Hush,
on.
Trent. Hush.
listen.
So he
This is
doesn't do any
girl.
hobbies.
This is girl talk. You don't have the parts for girl
Yeah,
talk
you don't
today.
want to do it. So be quiet. Be
All right.
quiet.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
it's get up,
I'm
go to
gonna
the
enjoy
gym,
this on Sunday. Go ahead.
Hush.
get up, go to the gym, go to work, come home, eat, and listen to some music and go to bed. And
So
I'm like, "Well,
was that supposed to
yeah."
be our life together?
I said, "Well, do you not travel?" He goes, "Well, I don't usually take vacation days." I'm like, now, so I'm like, "Well, remember, my thing is quality time, right?" I said, "Okay, so in a course of a week, how much time would we spend together if we started dating?" He's like, "I don't know, about a date every couple of weeks."
A date every couple of weeks? Oh,
hmm
no,
I was like,
no.
"Okay." He's like, Most women don't have a problem with that because I have lots of money, so I can spend it on them." I was like, I said, "Yeah, but gifts aren't my thing. Quality time is my thing." And he's
So
like,
your love language is quality time.
"Yeah."
Okay.
I said, "So you can buy me lots of stuff. That means absolutely nothing to me. We could sit and I could read a book while you were listening to music, and I would be happy."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh, I've never had anyone like that before." He's like, "I don't know if I could do that." I'm like, "What do you mean you could not buy gifts?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, so what you're telling me is your love language is buying gifts for people."
Mm.
He's like, "Well, not really, because I don't like buying gifts that much."
Oh my God.
So that so then I'm like, "Okay,
That doesn't even make sense.
yeah." So then what happened? The date kind of went into romantic to coaching. I said, "So what we got to do for you is we need to get you the 4 agreement book." I said, I can send you a copy. I have an extra PDF. And what we need for you to figure out is what your love language is so that you can love other people in their love language, but you can get your love in your love language. And he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea. But I don't know what I like." I'm like, "Okay, do you like quality time?" He's like, "Well, I don't have a lot of time." I said, "Would you make time for the right person?" He's like, "Well, yeah." I said, "Do you like physical touch?" He's like, "No, I'm not a hugger." I said, "Okay. Do you like words of affirmation?" He's like, "Oh, I love it when people tell me how great I am." I'm like,
Of course, he's a
most people do."
narcissist.
Yeah. So so we narrowed that down. But then what was it? We had physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, and gifts. So the gift one was interesting. He says he buys gifts because that's what his parents did for him, because they didn't have a
Mhm.
lot of time for him. I said, so you're loving people in the way that you received love, but not how you want to receive love. So the whole romantic thing has gone out the window now. So we're talking completely on a coaching basis. And it was interesting coaching wise because he didn't see why he was still single at 51.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had
And
he
his,
ever been married?
he'd never been married. His longest term relationship was 6 months. And
Wow.
this is what he told me. He goes, she left me because one, I didn't make time for her, and two, I tried to buy her love.
Of course.
I said, yeah. I said, getting gifts is nice, but if that's all you're getting, then people are going to walk away. And so after that, it was a lovely dinner. We had a great conversation because it was a coaching conversation then. But it was, that's a no.
So I have a
So you
question.
mean
Does your friend like you? That like how did they come to the point that you two would be a good match?
Well, I asked her yesterday because I was
Uh-huh.
sick and I get cranky when I'm sick, so I have to know things. And I said, I said, so what's going on? Why do you think this would work? She goes, well, you're so kind and helpful. We thought you would be able to get through to him. To what? I'm like, I don't want to build a man.
Thank you.
And she's like, well, I'm sorry, but he's such a great guy. And if somebody could get past his trauma, I'm like, yeah, a therapist.
Yeah, no, he has to, it's not somebody else's job to get
Mhm.
past his trauma. It's his job.
Yeah. So
let me intervene for a second.
Yes. What would you like to say, Mr. Epic?
So what was the main reason that you said no dates? Because I'm still stuck on the roses and the lobster.
yeah,
Is that the only reason?
not listening to me is a no from the get go.
Huge. That's huge. If
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't listen is huge. That's plenty.
That's a no from the get go. I told you that once because you made the mistake of asking me something. I forget what it was, but I remember we had this conversation.
When was this?
Do
Oh,
tell.
remember
Yes.
it was about the doors because you didn't open the door the first time you met
Oh,
me,
yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
and
Okay.
and we had that conversation. I said I expect you to open the door. I said you call yourself a Southern gentleman and didn't open the door. If he had not opened the door, pulled my seat out, that would have been a no too. That would have been said. It's about standards. They're
Mr.
not
Epic,
that. Yeah, it's an
Mr.
easy
But here's
standard
the thing: but you after that door not being open, you still stayed with me.
But did you
you
open
listened.
it afterwards? Did you open it afterwards? Did you open it after she told you about yourself?
Whatever.
Point,
That's all.
point
Okay.
closed. It wasn't that she just stayed. You
Yeah.
came up and met the standard of expectation that
Yeah.
she laid out for you.
And we had not had that conversation. Whereas we had that conversation about things I like and things I don't like. And a man who buys gifts for people should pay attention to what the person is telling me they don't like.
Exactly.
This is simple stuff.
So Martine said, when is his birthday? I guess you're trying to figure out his.
October 31st, Halloween.
Ooh. So
19
what sign is that? And what sign is that, Martine? And what does that mean? Because I'm assuming that's why you're asking.
I know my son's a Libra who's October 9th. I don't know what 31st
No, I
is.
don't think it. Wait, is it no? Is it a Scorpio? Is that that's Scorpio, isn't it?
October? No, I don't think that's Scorpio.
No, October 31st. That's the end because the beginning of November is Scorpio. So no, that's a Scorpio. October 31st, I think, is Scorpio. Hey, General Giant, welcome. Good evening. Yep.
What up, pal?
Yep, he sure is.
That could be why, because I'm a Cancer.
So yep.
But they're supposed, they're supposed to be compatible with Cancers. Well, whatever.
Look, she said he's dull, corny, and boring. Hey, birthday girl. So, hi, baby. Sorry, y'all. It's my niece. Today's her 4th birthday, baby Bella. So it just came from Chuck E. From Chuck E. Cheese, and here I am. I thought I had graduated from that because I used to hate Chuck E. Cheese when my kids were little. It was just like chaos all over the place. It's quite different these days, and they serve like wine and beer now, so I think they got the memo. But my kids were up in there like it was their birthday party. I'm like, y'all like almost grown, and they were having a grand old time. So
we have never been to Chuck E. Cheese, and Xavier's 8. Knock on wood.
Yes.
Right. So what's everybody saying?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. All right, sorry, I'm sorry. What were we saying? So those were enough of red flags that he didn't that he just didn't even listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what else that needs to be said, but Martine said he was dull, corny, and boring. So yeah, but the fact that but I mean I'll be honest, that would have been a red flag to me that he's 51 and never been married and had not had any really long relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
my question is, why would it just have to be the red flag with him?
what do you mean just a red flag with him as far as
So
what do
when
you
we're
mean?
giving our red flags, we just giving a red flag to the men.
Well, we're giving out for that particular situation. I mean, women have red flags all the time, but
Yeah.
for me, so if I meet someone who's older, who's never had one, if they've never had kids, if they're in their 50s, they've never been married, they've never had kids, they've never had any substantial relationship, then I'm kind of wondering, okay, what was going on in your life
Mm-hmm.
that you've never been to that point, right? And there are quite a few men out there, and I mean, everybody has different reasons. There's
Mm-hmm.
women sometimes who are older who don't have children and things of that nature has been because a lot of times they pursued their career and all of that. So I mean, there's different reasons, but I'm going to question it. Red
Yeah.
flag, not meaning that it has to completely be taken off the table, but you got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
all.
makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, listen, everyone wants to be heard, so I
Yeah.
get that
Like,
part.
yeah, like my red flag is I don't give you second chances.
Oh, okay. She
I
tough.
was gonna go there, but with you being
Mm,
sick, I was like, I'm not gonna
She's tough.
dagger.
go
Hey,
right ahead, man.
Tammy, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Appreciate you coming on board tonight.
What's up, Tammy? Good stuff.
So,
Good
but
stuff.
what? Okay, go back to the second chances stuff. So, what is that?
Um, that's like it depends on like for me, it's all about boundaries and listening. If you cross my boundaries after they have been set, it
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to you're not listening, which is a flat. You need. I don't. There's no go further than that. Because I have been through the trauma and I've worked through my trauma where I am too nice to people and I allow people to cross my boundaries and I end up getting hurt from it. So I'm like, you know what? This is a boundary I need to enforce strongly because there's actually very few that I have because I don't judge people. Like I give people the benefit of doubt until they cross the line. So when you cross that line, then I'm like, you know what? We've talked about this. I told you what the boundary was. You've crossed the boundary. Then this is where it has to end.
Nice. So that goes along with the thing you said last week, 50 and no game. So yeah, I
Mhm.
get that
Yeah.
part.
And
Yeah.
when you're 50, people understand that because people, I don't care if you want to show your representative. If your representative can't pay attention to what's going on, then you need a new representative. Pretty
I
simple.
get that. I get that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
so,
So Martine said, while he may be good with his hands and a workaholic and sometimes controlling, selfish, and a little goofy, that's my dude Scorpio experience.
mhm,
That's the Scorpio experience, really.
yeah. So honestly, what I think he needs, the type of person he needs, is a very free spirited. I call them the hippy dippies, like the Dharma and Greg. Remember the movie, the show Dharma and Greg?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was he was a very uptight businessman. She was the very. That's the kind of person he needs because he doesn't know how to have fun. Which is
Ah,
which is what we came down to because he went to boarding school, so his parents were
oh,
there. They gave
yeah.
him gifts, so he doesn't know how to let loose and have fun. And he needs somebody who can do that, who doesn't have requirements of him listening to them.
Right.
I know the answer, but I'm gonna have to ask for the audience because I know they're actually wondering what ethnic group is he from?
He's black.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I assumed, but I guess I should have asked that too.
yeah. I prefer my black gentleman. I don't limit it to just black gentlemen, but that is my preference.
I mean that's not. There are black gentlemen who are like that, who are very book smart and not necessarily in tune with a lot of the common stuff, so
Yeah,
to speak. But
yeah.
it's really interesting that he doesn't even know at 50 years old what he likes in life.
And I think, and I told him, I said, you need to when you find a therapist. We looked through my app and got some
No, you
recommend.
didn't.
Listen, I am trying to help this man because he really is a good man with a kind heart, right? And whoever finds him after he has therapy will be treated like absolute gold. There's no doubt in my mind. So we will remain friends. It'll pretty platonic, but it won't be anything else than that. But once he goes through therapy and works through the abandonment issues from his parents and the gifts and learning how to have fun, then he's going to be a completely different person. He's not going to want to work all those hours because he's going to want to do other stuff, because he want to explore other stuff, because he's never really had that option.
So, quick question. So, did it turn you off when you had to actually put on your coaching hat on a date? That's what it sounds like.
So if I have to put my coaching hat on, I made the mental decision that it wasn't going for after the Roses and Lobster, but that's a whole other story. So once it goes into coaching, then we can only be friends.
Wow, yeah. Martine said she wouldn't. She says now I wouldn't have wanted to go out with him again. He did all of the things you said you didn't want or like, and either way, she doesn't want to fix her up or do. And she said, "I wish him the best."
Yeah. And so, if he listens and he does go to therapy, then he will be good once he goes through those abandonment issues, because that's why he doesn't have kids either.
So there's no kids. He has no kids.
Wow, no kids either.
Yeah, but he's 50 with no kids, and he's looking back at his life, and we were talking, and he's like, I looked at your Facebook, and you and your son do so much stuff, and you look like you have so much fun. I'm like, yeah, we have a blast. And he's like, I don't know what that's like. Because one, he never had it with his parents, and none of the women he's dated had kids, so he has no comprehension of what it is to like go out on a deck and just blow bubbles for an hour and a half and laugh till you're silly.
He sounds to me, he sounds a tad bit green.
A tad bit what?
Green.
Gray? What do you mean by that?
Green.
Oh, green. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense if you're talking about he's somebody who went to boarding school, so he didn't have that relationship with his parents as a child, right? He's sent away. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. So Mark said Coach D pulled out her coaching whistle on Dr. Mac Dreamy during the date. This was a date, not a pop quiz. He also could have been a born again husband. We've established that he'd never been a husband. So wasn't no reborn or born again, nothing.
No fixer-uppers at 50, sorry.
Yeah, because I was thinking that maybe since, what didn't make sense to me is that when he said he makes a lot of money, so he throws money at women, but you don't like buying gifts. Like that to me, that's like, okay, you're confused. You're just confused all over.
Yeah, he doesn't like buying gifts because that's how his parents bought his love. So he knows deep down that he's buying gifts for love. He knows that, but he hasn't acknowledged it yet, which is why he doesn't like it. And so we went into this, and we it was fun because even the waiter that comes coming by, he's like, this is the best conversation
Joker dog
going on here tonight.
The waiters overheard the conversation.
The waiter's like, this is the best conversation tonight.
That's funny. So Joker dog says we're all broken.
Some people just need a little more. I watched the show. Y'all were horrible at reading these comments. I'm sorry.
I told you we needed you.
I'm like, he can't halfway see over there. Anyway, he says some people just need a little more love than others. Yes, but it's not just love. When we're broken, you're not going to love somebody back to being whole again. I think there has to be more work involved in that at this point in time in my life. So I think that for him and his background, and this is more in response to Al's comment, is that he needs professional help.
Yeah,
he needs to go see a therapist. And the challenge is, or I think a lot of times we don't know that we're broken. We don't know.
So here's my question. Did you know this before going on a date, that he had some challenges?
Of course, she probably didn't know all of this. She went on a date expecting to go on a date, not to have to be a coach. That's a crazy ass question. Come on, Trent.
Yeah.
Well, she said, hold on a second. Wait a second. Wait.
You gotta go on there.
Wait a second. She said that her friends hooked her up.
But they didn't give her the background about, we hooked you up because we felt this.
Damn, I wouldn't call them friends if it was that horrible.
But that's why I asked her. Do they like you?
So they do like me. So he is a nice guy, right? So one of them works with them at the same hospital with them. So he's a nice guy. He's very personable at work and everything like that. But they don't hang out. You're
just not gonna get that respirator at this point.
No, he says I'm a sweet girl. If he was like 6 months down the road, if after he has therapies, when I talk to him again, I'm like, no. Let's get to therapy first.
Yeah, and you know what the sad thing is, and I don't know what that says about me. If it had been me, I probably, even after he had therapy, I may not even want to go there.
Wow.
I mean, that's just me, but that could totally be me. So wait, I want to make sure. I think I missed something. Wendy's comments. I think Wendy gave us her love language, and she said quality time is her love language. And so yes, and I think Martine said she says I do like gifts, but totally prefer when myself and my man enjoy the shit out of each other, and when the actions speak volumes. Very absolutely.
Well, speaking of dates, and we talked about dates, I said that I'd be sharing some of the comments and reactions from the viewers and some of the suggestions. I got a message suggesting that I actually go out on a date.
You should.
I got them, and they said that they'd set me up and what have you and whatnot, and give some suggestions and all this other foolishness. I was like, we'll see what happens.
Well, no, you need to go on a date. You just tore my date apart. You need to go on one, sir. And and see if she will come on.
I think I'll do that. I think I did, but it was suggested.
That would be a dream.
It was suggested that I go on a date and what have you. And actually, she was like, "You've never done the online dating, so I'll set you up a profile and everything." Oh, are you crazy? I'm not doing that.
I don't know if you're now. I don't think you're I would say you're not an online person.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Like you don't need a profile and for somebody to fix you up. I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure you probably between Facebook and any groups that you're in, you probably get enough exposure and enough people that would be in your DMs that you could definitely.
My DMs are dry.
All right, well, ladies, hit up the DMs. Let's get a date going.
Yes, hit it up. But anyway, don't get me started. I've done both. I've done the online stuff. I don't do the online stuff anymore. And I will just say that because now, so we've gotten to the point. I feel like I'm really disappointed in this date. I had very high hopes for it. I'm sorry that he became a patient. I hope it would have been my dream that he would have watched this show. That you would have invited him to watch the show so we could dissect this and help this man to find his life partner, to find himself and then find his life partner. Because I'm assuming that at 51, you got to be like, I've never been married. I've accomplished all this other stuff. I've got money. I've got this. But really, what it was that Billy D. Williams said in Lady Sings the Blue, money isn't everything. Yeah. It's not going to keep you warm at night. It gives you some options, and it can give you options with a companion. But at the end of the day, we all still want something or someone of substance. Yeah. And I think that's probably where he is. And he has no clue that, dude, you are absolutely messed up. Yeah. The only woman that's going to want you is some 20-something-year-old thought that just don't care about you being there. She going to have her another young dude on her age that's going to be blowing her back out, and she going to spend your money.
Right.
Yeah. That's the woman that right now he could have and be successful with, because she's not going to require his time. All she's going to require is his money. Yep.
That's quite interesting. Actually, I'm going to dive into the second request from a viewer after watching a series of shows with us, and they had a suggestion. This is actually a show that I'm working on that I'm going to share with you guys and the audience, because I want to get the shock and awe after I read what was sent to me. So we'll do that on the other side of the break. Since we're talking about money and spending money and spending a man's money, we're going to get into what we're talking about.
Spending his money, not the man's money. He said his money because that's what he said he had to offer.
Yeah, we're being very specific right now.
I get that.
Let me just get through these last couple of comments. Martine was responding to Joker. She said, after you help fix or help a person, there's not much to be excited about. It's like you've done a project. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And she said, I've been told by quite a few folks that online dating is fun, but I don't think so. No, it's not fun. I'm right there with you. And she said, every now and then some dude will DM me, but haven't met that one yet. And she agrees. She said a younger girl will use the crap out of him. Yes, that's very true.
Absolutely.
All right,
so
we're good.
We're going to get to the one viewer who's actually been watching a series of these over the last few weeks. And she had a suggestion for a show, which I think is a phenomenal show. and I'm actually working on the show, but I'm gonna share it with you guys and the viewers after the break.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hey.
All right, folks. All right.
What's this? Your B-boy look like? What's up with that?
No, actually, this is actually some of the merch that was sent over from Black Lightning Trucking LLC out of NOLA. He was watching a couple of videos and got inspired and what have you of the workouts or my daily workouts and whatnot. So he thought it would be fun to send me some stuff over. Like, if you guys could read it. Can you see that?
No. You need to come closer to the camera. You need to move closer to the camera. Okay, never give up. So is that yours or his?
No, it's mine. This is the merch that he had sent over to me. Like his whole workout gear, all that good stuff. So shout out to Black Lightning LLC out of New Orleans. It's blacklightningtrucking.com is a spot to go to for your logistic needs. Good stuff. All right, so let's get back to this real quick.
Yeah, hold on. So Martine had a couple of comments. She said she'd gone on a date back in February. It was cool. Good food and conversation. Hold on. That other one. Good food and conversation. Wasn't a romantic connection. She said recently she'd encountered a man who'd made her antennas go all the way up, except that he had on a wedding band. And she said, I would love to date, but I don't know what to do or where to place myself to meet lovely men in my age group. So hold that thought, Martine. Mark said this was just a date, not a one-time marriage proposal. He's an educated, high-value brother. That sounds like a Kevin Samuels thing. And last I checked, they got to go fund me for that brother's funeral. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna knock the brother.
No, I'm just saying, because sometimes you've got to think about and I'm there. Believe me, I'm not making light or making fun of his death, and I don't take that he got what he deserved. Nobody deserves any of that. Death to me is not karma. However, he left certain things and deposited certain fruit on this earth that was either or bad fruit. So for you to come and say that that's not necessarily a high value brother, and I think, and because he's educated and has money, that's not a high value. That's just a trait that he has because he went to school and he picked a profession that pays him more than some other brothers or sisters. That's not where the value comes in. The value is, to me, the value is not based on how much is in your bank account or how much school that you attain. Now, so it sounds like an uber book smart, perhaps lacking game. It's not even about game. Why shouldn't he be 51 years old? Why is it game? Why can't you just be honest, open, and transparent? That's the part I don't understand. And that's going to be the second part, because I had a wonderful post that I put on there, and I got a lot of flack and a lot of feedback the other day about my post about these text and pen pals or whatever. But anyway, yes, Martine, I cannot stand that high value label. Exactly. I cannot. Martine, I am so excited that we're going to be meeting Saturday, because I went out Sunday, which is why I was not here, because I was invited out to an event with a friend of mine, not necessarily to go out and meet other people and like for any to try to interact or to meet anybody. It was just a nice outing, and there was just so many different types of people from different backgrounds, very diverse crowd, and it was just really nice. And sometimes you just have to position yourself in different places that are outside the norm of what you would do.
Yeah.
So I'd be more than happy I'll share that with you, and maybe as we move on in the future, you can come hang out, and we'll figure out stuff in Atlanta. Believe me, I'm with you. I'm right here in Atlanta. I feel you.
Let's get to, as promised. Like I promised to use it, that I would bring this up, and this is actually the topic that I'm working on for Sunday. I'm going to read it in detail with this faithful viewer, and her name will go nameless. I won't be naming names
for now, because you know how I like to out people.
So I'm gonna at length. She sent over a message. Okay, she says women are without a man because their money is their man and their degree is their dick, but they still want the man, but only as eye candy! Exclamation point. He is not respected. He is not honored. He is not prayed for or over, and he does not feel love. Make this a topic, Mr. Epic. Great morning. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
And I would have to go back to the whole thing where I would get on Mark in the beginning, like, I don't know where these women are that you're meeting or that you're dealing with. Same thing.
It's a real live woman.
I mean, I'm not saying that she's. I'm not. That's not the point that I'm getting at. I don't know which women, what kind of, like, my friends are not like that are educated, that have PhDs, that have money, or it's not that. It's not that. I'm not like that at all.
Well, I'm discussing this right now, so we're off of the comment real quick.
No, you don't get to dictate what we discuss and what we don't.
I think I do. When we're talking about, I said I was coming back.
We're on a live show. We are on a live show. You don't get to dictate this.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I said, wait a minute, Shannon. Hold on a second.
Well, hold up.
I said I was coming back.
Excuse me. We're not going to your show topic, but you don't get to just dictate what I get to talk about and what I don't get to talk about.
As I told the viewers, I was coming back after the break to talk about the viewers who actually chime in and all this stuff. Absolutely. That's what I just did.
And you brought it up, but you don't get to tell me what I can say and what I can't say, sir. So you gonna say what I can say or what I can't say? Is that what you're trying to say right now? Is that what you're trying to do?
Carry on.
Are you trying, because you know me for over a year now. So is that what you're trying to do? Then we need to have a whole different discussion.
Mark says,
I'm just saying, I'm just like, you already know me.
Okay, and you know me very well.
Exactly. So are you trying to censor what I'm going to say? I'm not taking your
Speak your
show
mind.
from you.
That's what the conversation is about. Speak your mind.
Okay.
Huh?
Thank you. Sorry, Coach D.
That's okay. What I'm gonna say is that comment that she has a lot of patriarchal misogyny involved. And there's a lot of trauma behind that and societal expectations that are not realistic. So there's a lot of people put a lot of things onto others that is not really true. And for some, it is actually projection. So it depends on who they are talking about. Because when you look at most women aren't using money as dick. That's just pure BS. If you look at this, and when I look at statistics, I know that's not happening. Men are not likable, is the problem right now.
That's
Because
not,
wait,
I disagree with
wait, wait for it.
you.
Wait
I
for it.
disagree
Thank
with you
you.
on
Please
that.
continue.
Wait for it. Because
Continue.
this is the first generation that has had access to their own money. Prior to 1974, when the Equal Credit Card Act, where women were allowed to get credit cards on their own and bank accounts on their own and mortgages on their own, they required a man in order to be able to do anything. Now, women do not require a man to do anything. So when men say they want to lead, if a woman is already doing all of her own stuff and he says he wants to lead, but she's got to pay 50%, who's he leading? It's a partnership, not a lead. So what's going on now is that men are finding out that these old patriarchal standards that were kept prior to with their grandparents and everything. And remember, grandma was playing grip ball on a regular basis, so those relationships were not that great. They stayed because they had to. So nowadays, you look at society and you see women are educated, they have their own money, they have their own homes. A man has to meet her standards in order to be there. You can't just come along and go, well, I got a dick, I'm good, I'm going to lead you. I'm like, no, that's not going to work anymore.
I don't hang around guys like that.
There are plenty of them out there, believe
But
me.
hold
Of them.
on a second. Holding their private parts in their hands and thinking that somebody's gonna be victimized. I don't hang around guys like that. So when you guys categorize men like that, make sure you say some men.
She did say some men.
All I heard was men.
You weren't listening.
Yeah, that sounds like the guy you went on the date with. Don't listen. Yeah.
Far from it. Far from it.
I did. I specifically said some men don't.
Let me just shut up and drink right now.
So, and that's what it is. And look, even the ladies agreeing, they're not likable. Because this is what's going on in society right now. The dating pool is crap because a lot of the men that are out there are not. A lot of the men that are out there are not able to understand because they haven't done therapy, they haven't done the work, and so they've got all this trauma coming at them that they live through on a daily basis with racism and all that stuff in society to begin with.
Honestly, I don't think it's a whole.
Can you take that
one-sided thing? Now we're gonna get to this comment though, but I don't think that it's a one-sided situation. I think it's a miscommunication on both ends. On both ends. Because you guys got to be honest. Let's be honest. Every other video that pops up with a woman venting, they're attacking a man. Every other woman, and they don't know each other, different cities and what have you and whatnot. And I speak to women on a regular. And a lot of the women that I speak with do not speak like that. Do not talk like that.
The most unprotected woman in the United States is a black woman. Anything we say about anything is automatically declared angry black woman. And it's true. Like if you tell
they can save me, miss me with that one. I mean,
no,
all these niggas out there getting killed. Come on, man.
I said unprotected when it comes. Listen, man,
I get you.
You're gonna get me upset now because black women are getting killed just as easily.
He's gonna tell you it's the condition in just a second, D.
Listen, don't make me come over there and kick your butt.
So, So Mark said he says I find that this became about what he's lacking based upon one initial encounter. He's probably working 60 hours a week and on call. I'm married and without children. Let's not forget there's someone for. Let's continue for someone for everyone. Is that what he was saying? Someone for everybody. Yeah. This has to sound like a major catch for his close to perfect mate. So, but and you're probably right, Mark. I will say that for his close to perfect mate, based on what he spoke and to D on their date is someone who doesn't require time and is okay with just having cuddling up to his money, which is not someone probably in his age range.
Yeah. But that's also not what he wants. He doesn't want that though. And that so this turned out to be a date. He ended up getting a 3-hour coaching session for the price of supper.
I'm about to say, did you give him a bill at the end?
No, I didn't. But so he, at the end of the date, he came to the conclusion on his own that what he needs is not somebody within the medical community, because he needs somebody who's going to say, listen, you don't need to work 80 hours a week. There's no reason for you to work 80 hours a week. You take all these extra cases because you have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So he needs somebody who can do that and tell him, and he said it by himself, he needs somebody who's going to tell me about my shit, because all these ladies just smile and go to Gucci with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, he's like, do you want to go shopping? I'm like, no, I don't want to go shopping. You know what I mean? And he, even then afterwards, he still offered. And I'm like, sir, what did we just talk about for the last 3 hours?
On the first day, he's offering to go shopping with you?
Yes.
Wow.
And this is after our conversation, because he wanted to do it as a thank you. And I'm like, no, you need to stop doing that.
I think the guy should get a second chance.
No, because now we're friends. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Once we've gone into a coaching session and we've gotten in, it doesn't work that way for me. I can't do it.
Yeah,
because
mentally, I'm gonna have to call you and speak with you offline and talk to you on that. I think you should get that guy a second chance.
No, it's not going to work.
So Martine said, did y'all catch the video where the sister said your husband's not in Atlanta? Yes, I did catch that when I saw that one. I mean, I really think, that could be about anywhere. It was basically a video where she was saying, women stop coming here thinking that your husband is in Atlanta. I think there's opportunity and not opportunity anywhere you go, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think if you're coming here, if you're going anywhere with your mind being set on, I'm just going to get this type of man, a black man, so to speak. I'm all about expanding your horizons and territories. I think when you come in with a limiting mindset in that aspect, I think you can, there may be some truth to that, but I'm not going to say that there aren't any good men in Atlanta or that there aren't any good black men in Atlanta. I wouldn't say that about any city or place.
Let me say this real quick. As far as the climate goes with this and today's society, and how it seems like there's a ton of women that are seriously bitter.
Define bitter.
Hold on a second. At least that's what it appears. That's the way it comes across. That's the way it comes across, in my opinion. And the average man, all the average man wants is peace. I've said this 1,000 times. All the average man wants is peace. But if we're going to be sitting at the table nitpicking, well, he didn't do this, he didn't listen to this, he didn't do that. Come on, man.
He has to be her peace as well, though.
Right.
If he is not listening to her and she's in a constant state of frustration, there's no peace there for her.
I could agree with that. So that's where communication comes in. That's where talking things out.
But society for generations had never put the woman as having to worry about the woman's peace. Even now, society was set up so that there was a one income where the man went out to work and the woman stayed home, cooked, cleaned, and took care of their kids. Still to this day, men expect women to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and work.
Some men.
Yeah, I said society. I didn't say men. I said society.
Okay.
You better pay attention because I will get mad. You know I'm sick. I'm not going to play today. So society dictates this. So then you have a glitch where this society now, rules are changing. Women are not. They don't have the time to work, take care of the kids and everything, and keep the frustrations within themselves, because they are doing the work. They are getting the therapy, and now they're saying, "Listen, you want to lead? I'm paying 50%. You're paying 50%. You need to put in some work. You can't walk past the garbage can and leave it open when you know it needs to be thrown out."
I get that, but here's the thing, and this is for my guys. You run into women talking like that. Just hey, go to the next pool. It's time to move forward. Move on. Time to move on. So and I know a ton of guys. Matter of fact, one just left my home I know a ton of guys do their own cooking, make their own bread,
But
ton
that's
of
not.
bread.
But that's not the guy you're talking about. You just said
But my whole point, no,
if a woman
my whole
talks like
point,
that, to leave her alone. You're talking
even
about a whole.
my whole point, I'm talking about just the whole. It comes off It comes off as badgering. It comes off as just like, can we just have a conversation and get along? And I'm talking about as a whole.
Where did
I'm
we?
not. I'm not talking about one individual.
No, nobody's badgering. Women are tired of having to treat men like they're their adult children. This is the problem in society. I teach. I do.
But that has been their experiences. That has been made those choices. At some point, somebody's got to do some shared responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You thought, oh, the man was this, he was that. Well, you made that choice, not me.
That's why women aren't putting up with it anymore. That's why you call it nitpicking and badgering. Women are like, no, that's my standard now. If you are a grown ass man and you see that there's garbage that needs to be taken out and you don't take it out, I ask you to take it out and you still don't take it out.
What's wrong with your hands?
Mate, because she's working to take care of the kids, clean the house, and cooking, sir.
He's doing the same thing. So which
He's
one?
not even, he ain't doing F all, and you know it. You know darn well.
No.
I can't take, in my condition. I can't take the trash out in my condition.
You do that because you were there alone.
Yeah. The men who are complaining.
We put that disclaimer out there and put that backstory out there. Stop acting like you in some relationship with a significant other there. No, there's not no shared responsibilities or shared accountability in your house, sir. It's you and the damn dog. And last I checked, Kobe ain't carrying trash out to the curb.
I could actually call somebody to come and get it for me.
Well, you know what? You want to say all this stuff, but see, you forget we just had this conversation about you not even doing that. About you not even calling for help because you know, forget it.
Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to do that.
You're trying to move on to a whole nother thing, and you about to put yourself in a whole like.
Thank you. No, I'm not. You're gonna knock that off.
You're gonna be both our bad books today,
Let's get to the comments.
He does this BS, and then he want to blame it on his condition. Well, you know my condition, that short-term memory. Okay, Negro. Okay, Negro.
Ursula Johnson is in the comments section. Ursula Johnson.
Hey, Ursula, wait a minute. Joker Doc said, come on, y'all. Let's move forward. Y'all work that out offline. Work that out offline. Look here. He need to act right. Like, he need to stop. He's only doing this. He's only doing certain stuff to be showing out. He know what's up. Mm-hmm. He knows what's up. And ain't nobody age shaming anybody, Mark. I see your comment. Becoming a doctor takes years and time. Quincy Jones produced Thriller at 50. Miss me with the BS. It's not about age shaming. Nobody's age shaming. There are plenty of women who are in that same age category that they put their careers first and they didn't get married. They didn't have children. They focused on other aspects of life. I'm not saying that it's a dead end. It's just a flag to say you just need to explain some more stuff to me. Because that can be overcome with the right, if that person wants to overcome that. I don't think it's fair to call what Coach D did by not wanting to go out with him again nitpicking, because the fact is he didn't listen. That's not nitpicking. He didn't go out with. She's not going to go out with him again because he's not been married. He's a doctor. He makes money. It was point blank. He didn't listen.
Dion Benoit.
You doing it again.
Dion Benoit.
Now you're calling me by my ex-husband's name. You really want to piss me off, sir.
Okay.
So not Coach. Martine said there's a guy she knows from back home who calls her and he can hardly hold a serious or mature conversation. How old is he, Martine? Let us know. And she said, if we ask for most anything, we're considered needy or like we're asking for too much. Yeah. And once he's met a mature woman who's really cool and creative, she'll encourage him to redirect his energy out of love. Very true. I'm not that chick at this point in time in my life. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Martine.
Tammy says, I feel like the dating pool is very limited. Once you take out the married, the jailed, the down low, and agoraphobic ones that didn't make it to 50, what's
wow, great comment though.
That's kind of, but so wait a minute. Let me get through the rest of these comments, and then I want to get to Ursula. Martine says, we're tired of having to tiptoe with these men. We're just asking for balance and reciprocity. Very true. Ursula, thank you, Ursula. I'm so happy to see you back on here tonight. She says, I hate to be siding with the guys' heat. Oh, I might not want to read this, but I am listening, and I do kind of think some women are hard on men, but they got some brothers out here waiting on the direct deposit from their lady as well. Very true.
Yep.
Martine said he didn't listen, and she said, and yeah, he's 51 and goofy as she said, goofy ASF. So.
He's a great. So here's the thing. He's a great guy. At the end of it, I told him if he wants to date, let him do some therapy for like 6 months. Start getting into his into his stuff, and when he starts looking for date, look for women who have. If he wants kids, date women who have children. Change his age range. Drop the 20 to 30-year-olds. Hit 40. I had my son at 43. I said women are still having children at 40. So
you know what? Pass my information to him. He'll be a totally different guy on his second date.
Oh my God.
Pass my information to him. He'll be a totally different guy on the second date.
No.
Totally different.
No. He's going to get some. We had a great coaching. He had a $1,500 coaching sessions for free, sir. He's good. He is good.
Apparently not if he's still fucked up at 51.
No, because
that was prior to him talking to her. He just got it.
He's not going to be. He knows he has now. After the end of the date, he knows he has abandonment issues. He knows that he's buying love, but he doesn't want to buy love, and he knows that he needs to look at not using his time to hide from other things. Right. So he's good. So at the end of the day, once he starts doing some work, he's going to find a woman. She's going to be spoiled rotten. Their kids are going to be spoiled rotten. It's going to be love ever after, and I'm going to go to their wedding.
He really gonna need a young woman if he want to have some kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it will turn out well at the end. I'm no doubt about it because he is a nice guy. He's just not the guy for me.
Right, exactly, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want this.
Feminist.
I don't want this to be a pair of no one's badgering men and no one's badgering women. It's you have not been out here, sir, in the dating pool or the online. You have not experienced a lot of stuff. There is a level of frustration with women, I will say, and I can only speak because I'm the woman. There is a level of frustration with sometimes the pool that's out there, right? And it's not as substantive as you would want it to be. And it's like men want you to bring there are some men who have all these expectations that you're going to bring all this to the table, and they're not necessarily doing the same. The reciprocity of that is not necessarily there. Not to mention, I do agree with Martine. There are those that are sitting there waiting for their woman to have the paycheck too, waiting for her deposit to clear as well. Like, I think
that was Ursula said that.
Oh, Ursula said that. So, but either way, it's not. There's good and bad. There's good women out there. There's bad women out there. There's women of no, of no caliber out there. Same thing as there's men. It's just that now there's a certain amount of frustration. I have to gauge from my own experience, and I vented a little bit on my own Facebook page because I'm like, if you ask me for my number, if you get to the point where you have my phone number and you have the ability to call me, and you've met me on a platform, or you were introduced to me on a platform where I've laid out my expectations, meaning I don't text. I am a sapiosexual. I need to talk to you. I need to have conversation. I need to know you can formulate a sentence and carry a conversation. Why are you texting me? And I will just say, I had one conversation with this individual. This has probably been going on for 4 months, but consistently it's a morning text every day. Like, why are you texting me?
Let me give y'all some game real quick. If he's texting you, he's taking at least 5 of them.
That's fine, but at least say that, because guess what? If you ask me, and I'm gonna be very honest, if you ask me if I'm dating someone or if I'm seeing other people or if I'm talking to other people, I'm going to tell you, because I don't have time to play games. We're not. You do know
like the guy shortage. Men know that pool is very light.
But guess what? So, I don't look at it as being a guy shortage because I'm not limiting myself to men.
Hold on a second though. But those type of guys will put you on layaway and save you for later.
Well, they're not saving me for later because now he is ignored and deleted and blocked off of my phone. Like I don't have time at this point stage in my life. I'm just like, I don't have time for that. If you don't have either you're trying to play games or you don't have enough confidence to try to move forward. I don't have time for either one of those. As you can see, I don't need somebody who's not confident in themselves and who's not strong already, right?
Right.
You can see that, right? You already know that just from this dialogue and this conversation alone. You already know that. You got to be a very strong and confident man and be secure yourself to deal with me. Not that I'm gonna run all over people, but it's just like I'm not gonna just bow down, so to speak, or be submissive to any willy old pink panty wearing dude. No.
I don't know where y'all getting these niggas from.
I'm just saying. So it's kind of it's frustrating because you would think that men at a certain age, you guys, some things click, but for me now I'm understanding there's unaddressed trauma that can carry throughout a person's lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
a perfect example of what D experienced in that date is he had unaddressed trauma from basically how he came up, not knowing how to really have a substantial substantive relationship with someone else. He didn't even have it with his parents. It sounds like, I'm assuming it doesn't sound like he had that. So how is he going to give something to somebody that he's never experienced?
And the teachable moment for me, after listening to all this with the dating and the guy and whatnot, we can get back to that personal chisel. Continue to use your personal chisel on yourself, because apparently he had a whole bunch of issues he brought to the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I guarantee you he hasn't used his personal chisel at all.
No, he hasn't. Because in society, men especially are told they don't have issues. They're not allowed to talk about their issues, and it's all kept hush hush. So a lot of men don't understand what the issues are, and then they get frustrated. So he has an awareness now. And if I meet somebody that I think will be perfect for him, I'll give him a call and like, listen, I met this girl. I think she'd be amazing for you. Because
what's so funny?
He is a good guy, though.
What's so funny? This is to the listening audience. She is serious. There is no pretending in her. She is that chick. She is. I guarantee she told the guy it was a coaching session for him at the dinner table, and he.
Well, pull up Mark's comment, and I think that's for you, D, because I don't agree with Mark's synopsis saying that he came for a date and received a coaching session. If he wanted a date, then he should have listened to what she said when they were in conversation about dating mode. Don't order me some stuff I don't like to eat, and don't bring me some flowers that I don't like, because to me, that signifies narcissistic behavior, which I don't want to deal with anyway, which means that you're only concerned about what you want and what you like, not necessarily about what I want and what I like or what's going to make me happy. And yet,
he is the one that requested more of a coaching session. Let's
dissect Marcus' comment real quick. Just real quick.
Oh, yes. He said, yet may have some, that was hold on, that's a continuation from up top. So let's move back up a little. He said, this was a setup from the get up. I wouldn't order for someone on a date or bring flowers, which equals no game in my eyes. Now women are more educated and earn more. Women seeking perfection, yet may have never ever seen it, which is an oasis in the desert. He was open and honest, and he received a coaching session instead of a date. No. I don't agree with him.
Well, hold on a second. Technically, now the guy did put some of his stuff on the table, D. Mm-hmm. He did put some of his stuff on the table. May not everything, because maybe he don't. Everyone, and I still deal with this every single day when I'm talking to people. I have to watch how I talk to certain people because they don't have the tools that I've acquired.
So he said, and I'll explain that when my face has never been able, I've never been able to play poker. All right. My face tells me what I want. So he said, he goes, he did apologize. He goes, I wasn't really listening when you were talking to me. He apologized for that. And he said, I have trouble listening to other people because other people have never told me.
Oh, dude, that gives that guy.
Wait. Other people how? Other people have never told him.
Other people have never told him no, and they just accepted whatever they've given him. He's given them. Oh. So here is the problem, is that he's a great guy. We are good friends now. Like I texted him today, asked him how one of his surgeries went because he was worried about it because the person was very young and he didn't want to, people die on him all the time. So we talked about that. And it's, And that too is part of the thing. He works with so many people who he has to say, "I'm sorry that you've lost somebody." There's a lot of trauma that happens with PTSD with doctors that he needs to work on as well. He is a great guy. If he had remembered to bring the roses, if he had brought tulips and lilies and had listened, and like, we would have probably maybe had a different conversation. But as we started talking about things and moved further into the conversation, it naturally went into coaching, because he said he always has trouble with dating, and he was the one, knowing my background, asked me for advice. So then once he
Oh,
went,
so he asked.
yeah,
You didn't say it in the beginning. So he asked.
no, I didn't go, "Listen, man, this is not going to work. That's not how I am. You know me."
I know.
He asked for advice, and I said, "Listen, I don't think this would work with us, because we're in two different places. You're still working on you. I have an 8-year-old son. I am very cognitive of who I bring into my son's life, right? If I don't think you have your shit together 100%, there's no going further, because I am dating with him in mind. So there's no man that's going to come into his life that another woman would have to heal from, because I'm raising a son." Right? Society, and with black children, black men have it hard, and I'm making sure that this one has oh god, that anybody who comes into life is fine. If you're 50, how long you're planning dating?
I mean, come on, that's crazy. Like, I don't even know if I want to even respond to that.
The man asked the question, and you answering everybody's question.
I mean, however long it takes. I mean,
I'm divorced. That doesn't matter.
What up, Drew? What up, Drew?
There are people who are date and don't marry in their 70s and 80s. Like, that's not even, to me, that's not even like, what is that question really about?
And
because it's almost like you're shaming people or for having to be single and date, meaning go out and meet new people at 50.
Listen, go down to Mark's comment down there, because
oh, I'm not. See, this is what happened. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
So there's a difference. If a man has standards, it's not about being insane. So here's the problem and I'll tell you what the problem with people who, Kevin Samuels has a lot of toxic information. So if you look at his last video that he did, he talked about a woman who has children, and that child should be an asset to the man. Think about that.
Okay,
that's
pedo. But you got to read the comment. You got to read the whole comment. So present day.
Yeah,
go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
Present day, if a man has
standards, he's insane. Yet modern women only want one thing. Stop categorizing women. He says Kevin Samuels was the truth teller, as still speaking from on TV and from the after. You must, dude, are you single tonight? We didn't even ask you that, Mark, but I already know the answer.
There are a lot of great black men out there giving great relationship advice.
Thank you.
I would not promote Kevin Samuels to anyone, because a lot of his advice is toxic. Plain and simple.
And look, but what was he doing? What was he doing the night before he was before he? I'm just no. He put his life out there in the public to be scrutinized and spoken about. Nobody's saying anything bad about him, but it's like, if we're going to talk about fruit, let's talk about the fruit. We judge a tree from its fruit, so you start looking at the fruit that's coming from that tree.
He was dating a nurse, and he was sleeping with a nurse when he had said nurses were the worst people to date.
Bam.
And that's without even getting into anything else. So, let's move past Kevin Samuels, because
the truth teller. Okay, Mark, you got.
Mark, I don't like you anymore.
That explains so much. Mark.
Wait, what did he say?
Confusion. That explains so much.
Who's Miss Charlie? I don't know who's Miss Charlie.
I'm Miss Charlie. That's my name. That's my name. Like, I don't know what Mark and I have this. We love each other. We hate each other sometimes type of relationship. When he's talking nonsense, it's like, boy, get off here.
He needs to stop eating crayons, Marines.
Yeah, you know what? I like that. Martine said, Andrew, I don't have time to date for 2 more years anymore. Yet I'm not rushing either. I feel you on that one. And she says a lot of us are single by choice. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. That goes for the guys as well.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong.
That goes for the guys as well. So
what? Being single by choice?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, absolutely. Nobody's saying that a man can't choose to be single by choice.
I expect men to have standards as well.
Yeah.
If you don't have standards, there's an issue.
Exactly.
Did he know what his standards were, though? Do you think did he have standards like what he actually wanted in a mate or a partner or whatever?
At the end, we kind of figured out kind of what he wants, but it's not. And that's where I came up. That's where he came up with it can't be in the medical community.
And in all honesty, it sounded like that was his first date. To be honest with you.
No, it was he said it was the first date somebody was honest with him.
Wow. And
so like I now have a good friend who, if I get sick, I know they can fix me.
Absolutely.
So that's a good bonus. And he has a friend that he can call up and like, listen, D, I have this person. I'm going to go in surgery. I'm not sure they can make it. And I helped ground him today before he went into surgery. And you know what? That was. He's like, I didn't have anybody I could reach out to who could understand.
Sound like he's looking for his mother. Is his mother still alive?
No, it's not. No. Nothing about his mother at all. It was. It's hard being the strong one. Like, if you have to go tell a 6-year-old's parents, I'm sorry they didn't make it in surgery, I don't care how tough you think you are, that's hard. And that's what he was facing today, because that kid had a 10% chance of living. And he's like, D, I need some calmness going in there, and I know you can help ground me so that I can go in there and do this, and then I can be good with what happens.
There's some deeper issues going on there, though, in my opinion.
Well, it's PTSD because he's never done any therapy. So, he's going to get some therapy. Can you imagine being a doctor for 20 years and dealing with all these dead people and never had anybody to talk to about it?
Right. I get that.
That's a lot going on. So he is a good guy, and he will find his dharma, because that's who she's going to be. She's not going to be some button up type. She's going to be a creative. She's going to be caring. She's going to drag him out into the wildflowers to frolic and look at the clouds and see what shapes it makes. That's what he needs. He needs a fun person, and she will be spoiled rotten. She will be loved beyond anything, and I have great hopes for him. So.
Good stuff. So it's 12 after the hour. We're gonna get out of there. I know you have to go put some medicine in you again and try to get better for you and the little guy.
So wait, so Mark said Coach D ghosted Mr. Epic and left Dr. McDreamy with just the check.
We split the check.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Because I told him, I said, we're going to start this now with the whole gift thing. I said, we're going to split the check so you can get the feeling of not paying for somebody's time, and that you can just
he got therapy. You justify that.
He's good. So I paid for my dinner. He paid for his. And,
Okay. I mean that. Hey, we all date differently. We all date. You know what? What did I used to say a year ago, Mr. Epic? We used to talk about the serial dater, and I used to say a girl gotta eat.
And I don't
feel that way anymore. Please, thank you. So don't be messaging me and all that stuff. All right. That was just being funny. It was a joke.
Hey, you'll get Shannon. Hey, fellas, you get Shannon to go out on a date if you feed her. You can get Shannon to go completely out on a date if you feed her. Go ahead and feed her.
Huh?
I'm telling the guys that they can get you out on a date.
That's acting like we'll date for food. Don't even put me out there like that, sir. Don't do that. Do not do that. About something. You gonna put me like a GoFundMe, like I'm a date for food? That is. Please,
I'm only teasing.
Audiences around the world, please do not listen to this man. Sometimes I'm shocked that people come to you for coaching advice. I'm
only teasing.
He's just trying to get back in our good books, but he's.
But wait. Okay, so you're gonna find this because I thought. What did I ask? What did I tell you, Trent, the other day? Didn't I say, you two? Why? Both of you are single. Mm-hmm. You said you had a great relationship back in the day.
No. Because I'm because we're good friends now. We couldn't go back to where that was.
We couldn't go back to that.
No.
We can go back. All
right, I give up. No. Andrew said, thank you, Martine. She says, great conversation. She says she's single, so she's solo by herself. So it's her choice. Because I did ask a question in the chat about whether or not our viewers were currently single, and if it was by choice. Mm-hmm. Andrew said, do y'all expect a man to give you money if you just dating? Like, what do you mean by just dating? Like, what do you mean? I think we have one. I think you have to define all of that. But why would a man be giving you money if you just dating anyway? Like, why do you need him to give you money?
Exactly.
Like, am I a prostitute or something? Like, I'm just wondering.
I don't get the money thing either.
I don't know. So you tell us what type of women you've been.
Why are you giving women money? Is he giving women money?
I don't know. Are you giving away money? I'm just saying. I can give you my cash app if you just want to give it money. Like, hey, our blessings come from all over the place.
Do you need a coaching session to get over that, sir? What's going on?
Right, and give him the bill. Give him the bill for the coaching session. And Martine says, she says, I pray that I won't have to be having the single combo at 60. I don't think that I certainly doubt that you will, Martine. So I am really looking forward to meeting you in person this Saturday. So we're going to have a really good time.
Good stuff. Well, it's 16 after the hour. We're going to continue to work on the topic for Sunday. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes. Before we go, I think somebody needs to give somebody an apology on this platform tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I really do.
Are you going to apologize to her?
Okay. So I totally apologize. I apologize for snipping you and cutting you off and
being the asshole that I always say that you are.
I totally apologize.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I shall return on Sunday if you would like for me to come on Sunday.
Sure, come on.
D, will you come back on Sunday? Because I think somebody needs to be here for this foolishness that he's about to learn about this whole thing about this. Yeah, I think we need somebody. I think, yeah.
The more, the more. I think
the person who wrote this thing should come on the show, or at least call in. Or
What's that?
I could actually try and work that out. I definitely work that out.
Yeah, I think you should bring the person who brought up the topic on the show and let them explain themselves, because maybe we need to be enlightened. I right, because as you read it, I don't necessarily see it nor agree with it, but
there may be
does dating include sex? Is what Andrew said. It just depends. It depends.
That's good stuff. So yeah, I'll work that out. I'm more than sure I can actually convince her to come on and.
Oh my God, he didn't get the joke. Tell him Marines eat crayons. I have two brothers who are Marines. That's a standard joke with Marines about crayons.
Yeah. I got it. I'm not a Marine, former Army, but I did get that.
Please.
We love you, Mark. We certainly appreciate you being here, being
with
us.
So D, you go and get you some medicine, and Shannon, you continue your partying with Miss Bella Bella. Happy 4th birthday to Miss Bella Bella.
Don't be trying to rush me off.
I'm sorry?
Don't be trying to rush me off.
Well, I have to go. I may be back on Sunday. It depends on how I feel.
You see what I have to put up with? You see what I have to put up with, folks?
Go take care of yourself and rest up and take care of your body.
Bye, everyone.
We appreciate you. Thanks
All right,
for being
appreciate you. Good stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. So
this was crazy.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. We're looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah. Martine says sex is on the table whenever you'd like it to be. Thank you, Martine. But that's true. I mean, whether you're in a relationship where you're dating or it is. That's just where we are at this point in time.
Right.
He says, well, if I can date a woman and have sex without money, I need to be dating. I don't know. See, something like, so you out there paying for dates? So you out there just paying escorts? Is that what it is, Drew? You paying for escorts? Crazy. I'm just asking.
I don't think
we'll come back on Sunday, Drew, and let us, and you can respond to that question. We're going to shut it down. So thank you everyone for being with us tonight, for listening to all of our shenanigans and all of that stuff. And y'all, and make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. And
please tell the folks that this is normal. This is the normal thing between Shannon and I. We go back and forth all the time. So
it's so normal, but it's probably toxic as hell. Like, you're a life coach, and this is. I ain't playing this. Anyway, it's all fun and games and all love, y'all. So
it's all good.
Believe me, it is. So
don't be calling me tonight, hanging up on me after
any of that stuff seriously. Take the life stuff and the life lessons seriously.
Absolutely. So appreciate it. Tell Bella again. Tell her I said happy birthday, man.
I will. She's already gone home with her mother, but I will tell her again.
Gotcha. Good stuff.
All
you guys be happy.
And we're good. Can I wave now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, good night. See you on Sunday. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, bring somebody back with you on Sunday.
Good stuff.
Bye.
Yeah.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.